Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this webinar presentation, The Living Lattice of Life. This webinar is designed to help you understand what the living lattice or architecture of light is. It will also help you learn about the significance of embodying this structure in its pure organic state and why this is important and vital to your spiritual growth, and how it will set you apart as a highly effective healer or spiritual seeker. You will learn more about how and why I am able to help assist you in reconstructing this lattice of light. You will learn about how other healers who have worked with me have experienced life transforming changes, both physically and spiritually. The living blueprint beneath all things. Beneath all visible form lies a sacred architecture. The divine cosmic lattice known through the ages as the flower of life. This is the original blueprint through which Source breathes matter. 12 radiant light centers form the cosmic framework. The unseen pathways between each center are codes of creation and the unfolding of DNA. This invisible lattice governs the flow of life force throughout the cosmos. Within each human being and within all life, at one time, thousands of years ago, this lattice formed the sacred temple of the light body. The sacred geometry underlies chakras, meridians, and genetic design. In our current world, that perfect harmony has been fractured, inhibiting our spiritual growth. This is a representation of the current light body that we all are holding. Not only human beings, but all matter holds the same light body. It's a 10th dimensional false light tree of life. It does not perpetuate eternal life. It cuts off flowing light and self-generating light. It doesn't allow for that. This inverted inorganic tree of life keeps us stuck and does not allow for us to fully develop spiritually. When our living architecture of light is restored, we bio-spiritually start to experience some significant things. An activation of our multidimensional DNA template, more clarity of mind and serenity of heart, the integration of spirit, soul, and self, cellular regeneration and renewal, the merging of soul, oversoul, and avatar consciousness. A restored lattice doesn't merely heal, it restores remembrance. How does embodying the divine architecture of light help souls who are healers and energy workers? It helps them become a temple of radiance as they hold a much, much higher frequency. They become a living gateway of divine source energy, enabling them to conduct and share this channeled frequency in their healing. They become the promise of a radiant future, the embodiment of cosmic medicine and sacred technology. This webinar is geared towards healers and energy workers, but it can relate to spiritual seekers as well. Even as shadow attempts to keep the connection severed to your organic lattice, Source affirms that you are encoded with sacred design intelligence. This sacred intelligence is woven into the circuitry system of divine light. Return home to source frequency, to the woven scalar fabric of eternal life itself. This structure as well, this 12th dimensional light body, was not able to be sustained on Earth previous to 2012 because the frequencies on Earth weren't high enough to sustain it. Earth has a part to play in this. And currently, from the testing I've been able to do, I have verified that Earth does indeed hold the 12th dimensional Kathara grid or architecture of light. And so it's something that we can now start to embody that was not available. It hasn't been available throughout all of Earth's and humanity's history. There's been times where it was not able to be sustained. Who am I as a healer, and how am I able to help you on your spiritual journey? Through a process of self-discovery, I was able to heal myself and restore my own living architecture of light. I am now willing and capable of assisting others in obtaining their own organic living architecture of light. This healing naturally increases the frequency you hold, allowing you to develop biospiritually and be more effective in your healing work and in your spiritual growth. My own journey of self-discovery has given me a set of unique gifts. In 2011, I discovered Chelonic Sciences, which is a spiritual science, and I knew that that was my truth. I continue to study the material, and it has been brought forth from the higher dimensions and returning back to humanity where it was taken from us before previously. In 2019, I had a life-changing spiritual awakening, and this is where I was shown that I was part of God's source, and I was experiencing God through me, through myself, and I was the eyes, ears, and boots on the ground here for source in doing this planetary work that I'm doing now. And I realized I was part of source and he was part of me. And in 2023, after retiring from the IT industry, I started a new path, and it took me to studying subtle energy sciences called biogeometry. Through biogeometry, I've been able to study the subtle energies of my own light bodies and that those of others, as well as different coded templates that come from Chelonic Sciences. And without me knowing where that would take me at the time, and studying my own progress spiritually, in 2024, I discovered the gift that I had of healing purely by accident, utilizing my subtle energy tools. And when I discovered there was a powerful frequency emitting from the palms of my hands, I knew I was onto something. and I discovered that I had corrected my own inverted 12th dimensional light body or lattice of light. Through testing, I was able also to verify that my healing transmission was able to correct this lattice of light for other individuals as well as objects such as crystals. Living life here and now without embodying your living architecture of light results in living a life without fully expressing your spiritual potential as a living being, a divine being. A repeat incarnation may be necessary in order for you to fulfill what your soul is not currently able to express. Ascension may once again be out of reach. When you have full access to your true 12th dimensional ascension blueprint or organic lattice of light, you are then able to break free from imposed limitations and open the door to profound ascension and spiritual freedom. This is not only pertaining to what happens at the time of physical death, but while living life fully now. Here are some examples of the spiritual enhancements I've experienced, as well as individuals I've worked with. What I have experienced personally is the opening of my third eye, allowing me to see standing scalar waves, or the 12th dimensional light body manifesting. I have experienced radiating heat from my solar plexus while meditating, and this searing heat indicates to me a sacred connection between my higher self and my body. I see an inner light moving up and down my body while I'm laying with my eyes closed in bed. I have 15 dimension of I hold 15 dimensions of frequency which are emitting from my hands, and I'm able to transmit that frequency to other individuals. I receive guidance from my higher self, which has led me to the work I'm doing now in order to help all life. At this critical time on planet Earth, this is my calling, my mission. Examples of enhancements that have happened for myself and those individuals I've worked with. We have a stronger, more direct connection with the highest aspects of our sacred self and God Source. We have changed for the better in our thoughts and intentions, living from the sacred self, knowing who and what we are truly as spiritual beings, a quieting of the mind, and a significant increase in our levels of consciousness. This is something I can test through subtle energies, also the levels of consciousness a person holds. We've had improvements in our physical, biological makeup, access to more available access is more available to the higher dimensions, which is enhanced through meditation, inner work, exploring with an open mind, or intentions and purity of heart. Knowing who we are spiritually, our coding is revealed as part of the subtle energy testing I do for each person I work with. Activation of your living architecture of light, or the 12th dimensional ascension blueprint, allows you to run eternal life frequencies through your DNA, allowing the full 144 elements to literally begin reassembling inside your cells. Originally, there were 144 elements, not 118 as science claims, with the periodic table. There are 26 missing elements due to the loss of our true spiritual blueprint or Kathara grid. As a result of this, those of us who now embody the 12th dimensional light body have experienced changes in our physical, biological makeup, improvements, and significant positive changes occurring on their own, such as quitting smoking, beginning to exercise, eating healthier, and anti aging. Activation of your 12th dimensional ascension blueprint allows for you to naturally and automatically reroute all EMF radio waves as they hit the physical body, converting them into pure source energy. This prevents DNA damage because the EMF energy is no longer trapped in a closed loop energy structure or the Kabbalah tree of life. I myself have been able to prove this using my biogeometry tools and skills with the subtle energy sciences. This benefit has also been verified and witnessed by those I have done the light body correction on. Some individuals hold a fallen angelic DNA template. These are the Illuminati bloodlines. There are many individuals who embody a DNA template that is reversely coded. This, in addition to the inverted 12-dimensional lattice of light, is what they are dealing with. The majority of these individuals are not aware of this. They have no chance of ascension due to their DNA coding. My gift of healing restores that which no longer holds a true organic God source code back to its original divine blueprint. Therefore, all individuals who now have the ability to fully embody ascension and progress on their spiritual path, regardless of the DNA template they hold, once they make a choice to follow the light. This is a brief overview of what I offer as part of my living architecture of light healing. I work initially in mapping your spiritual coding using subtle energy tools. Once that's established, we review that over Zoom. For healers, I run tests on the frequencies emitting from the palms of their hands, both before and after the healing I do for them. I also follow up 3 months afterwards to retest and update the frequencies because they will increase. Next, I do a healing transmission session over Zoom with the individual. And then to finish up, I reread all of the coding, the individual's coding after the transmission to establish a new baseline for you moving forward over the Zoom, another Zoom call. So my mission and passion is one of helping others reclaim and obtain what has always been their sacred birthright, a 12th dimensional ascension light body. All of my work is verifiable through subtle energy testing. One being that holds a 12th dimensional ascension blueprint encodes the entire human morphogenetic field, paving the way for the rest. You're far more powerful than you've ever been told. Join those who are now embodying their divine ascension blueprint as a result of working with me. How is your own spiritual journey unfolding? Are you finding the answers to allow you to step into and onto your spiritual path? Have you identified your spiritual gifts? Are you working towards understanding and enhancing yourself spiritually? I guide healers, energy workers, and spiritual seekers through a spiritual transformation of reconnecting with their divine 12th dimensional ascension blueprint, allowing them access to their innate healing powers. I know you are seeking answers and want to secure your connection with our Creator. Joshua 12 was the being who reintroduced and carried the 12th dimensional ascension blueprint, showing us what was possible. This blueprint allowed him to ascend. It was recorded that 3 days after his death, he rose with his physical body and appeared to his inner circle as an ascended being. In this gift, this is the gift I am offering you. If you decide to claim it, not only will you hold this blueprint allowing for your ascension, it will enhance your life both spiritually and physically right now. Self-healing advocates. I can confirm that self-healing advocates who have used the techniques taught in their respective ascension practices have been unsuccessful in obtaining a 12th dimensional ascension light body. Sadly, many of these individuals have spent over 10 years dedicated to practicing these techniques, and it will be another 900 years, according to Aisha from Kalonic Sciences, until this self-healing will finally work for them. Groups also claim to be working on developing their plasma lotus bodies, and I confirm that they have not embodied this light body either. You may ask how I was able to heal myself. The reason is that I am a resurrection and ascension healer, part of the floating Buddha healer team called the Kisa Healers. This is my path and my gift. And this is something that I discovered through subtle energy testing as well, with sound tones. Here's some testimonials from some of the people that I've worked with. Sorry, this got kind of blocked off, but this was from Crystal, an intuitive and sound healer. Lisa was able to clear and strengthen my connection to Source, which I struggled to maintain for years. Some of my friends have the same issue, and I believe your work will have a major impact on people. I also know intuitive people who see things but can't explain what they see to another person. You have been able to do that for me. It is huge because those individuals who genuinely want to clear up their pathway are unafraid to look at their shadow and unafraid to face their coding will really benefit by working with you, Lisa. And then Haruk Das, he was a guru mentor of mine that I worked with on perfecting my meditation techniques. He commented about the work I was doing and I was developing at the time I started working with him. Throughout working with him, I made significant discoveries, and I studied in particular the rainbow light body phenomenon. And I did a healing on him and his family, and corrected the inorganic tree of life. And then a friend of mine, Rose, I worked with her around the same time I worked with Heroic. We were doing the meditation with Heroic individually, but we decided to do that to get as a, kind of friends. And she commented that Lisa is a magical healer with pure and powerful gifts. There are many healers with large groups and decades of practice who don't get a fraction of the results she does. Since she measures proficiently, we've been able to track immense changes. She identified and cleared out problems others couldn't see, like inorganic templates and old grids. She activated capabilities most people don't even know about, and she's able to do it instantaneously due to her own purity and embodiment. If you get a chance to work with a person at this level of consciousness, do it immediately, as it's the fastest path to your own freedom. And then another testimonials from Jonathan Tuck. He worked with me in the past on helping me with my soul-based business once I discovered the healing ability, and I wanted to share it with other people. I also did the correction, 12 dimensional light body session with John, and he was one of the first people that really commented on the benefits of the EMF um, correction that took place as part of it, because he had been struggling with that for years. So, who are you being and embodying right now? My work centers around helping you not only identify who you are spiritually, but allowing you to embody your soul's identity by working directly with your higher self or Rishi self in order to facilitate the formation of your 12th dimensional ascension blueprint. Are you ready to step into your spiritual calling now? Are you ready to start living from your true soul identity? Are you ready to find out your spiritual gifts? And are you ready to embody your 12th dimensional ascension blueprint and really be of assistance to humanity? This is a list of what's included in my 12th dimensional ascension blueprint services, um, specifically for healers. Um, so that includes the difference between the standard service and the one for healers is the one for healers. I check the palm chakra frequencies, and I work with the individual to find out what their transmission, whether it's the hands or any kind of frequency, how that is um, translating out to people. And so there are 3 Zoom calls, and then an extra one for the healers, and that's where I do the talk to you about the spiritual blueprint coding that you have to begin with, and then I do a healing transmission, the next one, and then the following one I do a recap to let you know what has taken place with the healing that I've done for you. And we find out what DNA template you have and how many strands of DNA are activated. What is your spiritual lineage based on your DNA template, as well as a few other things that are related to that. What human angelic tribe you are from or belong to, the frequencies that you hold in your field, which light bodies you hold, because there's multiple ones, which of the 7 suns you originated from of the 7, and the planets or star systems you have incarnated on, which spiritual councils you are connected to, which planes of existence does your consciousness reside on, the level of consciousness you hold. Are you a designated Buddha healer? There's 6 different groups. Also, what frequency are you transmitting from your hands if you're a healer? So, for a limited time, this is for healers. I am offering a sliding scale energy exchange for my service. Um, it, and this one, as I said, is for healers. The normal price is $1,400. That equates to at least 14 hours of time, of my time. So that's kind of how it breaks down. And then the discount, you can choose what price you feel comfortable with. 25% discount is the 1,100, and then 840 is 40% discount. So quite a significant discount. And what you will get from working with me, you will create a more solid connection with your soul's purpose. You will gain knowledge of your spiritual path, knowledge of your healing gifts. You will fully embody your 12th dimensional light body and become the highest version of yourself at this pivotal time on earth. You will become EMF free and never have to worry about that again. The frequencies you hold will significantly increase from the average dimensional 1, which is red, to at least dimension 12. You will hold more light and have the ability to share it with your clients as a healer, and you will increase your consciousness level and awareness. And this pricing is for people that are spiritual seekers. And so I don't do the palm chakra testing in that too on with this. So the normal price is 1,200, and then 25% off or 40% off. Um, you choose what you can afford. And so that's my presentation. Um, you can find out more information. I have a link in my webinar, on my webinar page on my website, that takes you to the payment options and form intake form if you want to go that way. Or I have on my Instagram, my bio has my link tree links as well to different things like book a discovery call, or my free pamphlet, The Mystic Secret, or my free frequency lesson on how to find your own frequency. You can learn that, and you can find out these things yourself. It's not as extensive as I've learned, but it would get you started. And so that's something that's kind of fun as well. So thank you for joining me, and I hope to meet up with you sometime and assist you in this journey.